Hello and welcome to the live coverage of the all-important India versus Australia Champions Trophy semi-final. I'm joined by Siddharth Vishwanathan and Shashwat Bhalla, and obviously we're just a few minutes away from the toss and even less than 40 minutes away from the live action. To discuss more on that as far as the toss is concerned, what could really be the playing 11, before we get to it, we are joined by the World Cup winning captain Kapil Dev for an exclusive chat with Sports Today. Pawan, can we get to him? Okay, I think let's just cut to the chase straight away.
Playing against Australia, I think Australia you cannot take lightly, and they know how to win the matches. They are always a champion, always a tough team. I think our team will start coming back after two series loss against New Zealand and Australia. I think now what we see, they are playing well, playing like a unit. Just have to perform like team.
Okay, so see, Australia are not the favourites this time around when you look at it. When everybody is saying in an India versus Australia encounter in an ICC event, you would think, man, this is the rivalry. But actually, it isn't this time around because 6 Australian players aren't in. And that's why India start as the overwhelming favourites in that thing. But I would obviously want to ask Kapil sir about this being a grudge match. Because you're playing after 471 days. And Kapil sir, I just want to know, is this Champions Trophy semi-final encounter between India and Australia a revenge match for Rohit Sharma's team? After what actually happened in the 2023 ODI World Cup final on November 19th?
I think one have to forget, just have to focus on this match. It's not very good to start thinking about the negative side of that. Yes, as a media we can talk about revenge, but as a player you have to forget that. Just have to take this match as good as any other match, play like a team and try to play for the win.
Okay, so straightforward. What's happened in the past has happened in the past. I believe, Shashwat, you also have a question for Kapil sir.
When Kapil sir is joining us, I definitely not want to leave that opportunity. Hello sir, good afternoon. So we're just a couple of minutes away from the toss, and as far as Australia's team composition is concerned, they have just one established spinner. And will this actually be a problem for Australia, keeping in mind what kind of conditions have been there in Dubai till now?
That's what the first talk was. Is the wicket is sluggish? Is the wicket is slow? If the ball doesn't come, yes, Maxwell can do a little bit of bowling, if not Zampa. But in totality, they have the team. Their plus point is their fielding is damn good. They play like a unit always, and I always feel they are the biggest threat to Indian cricket.
Okay, I think Pawan is signaling me here that Kapil Paji doesn't have too much time. So maybe one last question here. So sir, there have been a lot of things said about this Indian cricket team having an unfair advantage of playing at just one venue with respect to the other teams here. Mike Atherton, Nasir Hussain, former England captains have said that, there is undeniable advantage for this Indian cricket team. So do you also echo the similar sentiments, or do you have different thoughts about it?
Those are negative things. You just have to play and win. Yes, you can make a sensational statement, but at the end of the day, cricket is a cricket played by two teams, whoever played there. Yes, somebody have advantage, somebody can have a disadvantage, but that's the talk for a negative people.
Okay. Thank you, sir. I think Pawan, he'll probably have to go. So thank you so much, sir, for this discussion. And I think, we can be back to doing our banter or what our predictions are.
Yeah, I mean,
what do you say, Vishy? Before I start to troll you.
See, this isn't a normal India-Australia match build-up. There would be tension, there would be anxiety, there would be like, oh man, the whole world is like going to fall on its axis at this point in time, the feeling. But sadly, in this Champions Trophy, there isn't much of a buzz. Let's be very honest about it because of 3 things. One, Australia are in full tilt. Number 1. They have lost 7 guys. 6 prior to the tournament, 1 during the tournament in Matthew Short. That's gone. And that is why at this point in time, that spice is not there. Second, the scheduling farce that has happened has kind of dulled the contest. Because every other nation in this Champions Trophy, 7 nations have travelled everywhere. India, because of logistical, because of other reasons, have been stuck in Dubai. But the ICC have ensured that the build-up to this is farcical because they asked all the teams to travel to Dubai. They were not flexible. They got totally swayed in by the greed factor because India games only on Sunday. Money, 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 all the time, money, money, money. It makes you funny. And that's why the ICC is truly a funny entity at this point in time.
No, but Sidvi said that day you were saying there is no advantage to the Indian
No.
team. There is advantage.
Whatever. No.
I
See.
was just seeing a video by the New Zealand cricket board today morning only before coming to office. And you know how they looked after they ended the game against India? They took the flight to Lahore at 4:30 a.m. just after the game. They did not
18 hours. It was a crazy 18 hours for both the South Africa and the New Zealand
straight
team.
away to the after dinner, after the all media interaction. See, at the end of the day, we have to remember these are international teams and it's not just on the field. There are many things attached to that as well. They have a press conference, they have team meetings because they have to prepare for the semi-final as well. And then they also have, different all commitments, and then they sort of get the opportunity to leave the ground, and they just left, took a flight at 4:30 a.m., reached Lahore at 9:30 a.m. in the morning. So just imagine a one whole day after playing a 50-over game, you have travelled, and then you have just one day before the semi-final. By the time you just catch up on your sleep, you'll realize that the semi-final would be just a few hours away. Same with the Australian team, same with the South African team. In fact, I was listening to Nikhil sir yesterday in some of our lives only, or maybe the other our sister channels lives, where he was pointing this out that the South African team had reached only Dubai a little late, a little after Australia, and just they reached and they had to come back to Dubai.
Okay.
So there is definitely clearly advantage to the Indian team, and I think that is why there's a very big reason why everyone feels that the Indian team is going to win and why there is not too much buzz there.
Okay. We'll get to that discussion. Obviously, we'll have enough time to talk about it after
The toss is about to happen in the next 1 minute.
Let's take this interesting comment, by Aditya Kavlekar. India are 2 wickets away from the Champions Trophy.
Totally
Travis
disagree.
Head and Henrik Klaassen.
Totally disagree. See, Australia and South Africa are not like India. They are not a team that loves only individuals. Anybody can contribute at any point in time. That is why you are not 2 wickets away, Aditya Kavlekar. You are 20 wickets away. You're 20 wickets away from winning the Champions Trophy in that sense. So yes, advantage is totally with India. Because they are fresh. Rohit Sharma very well may not want to admit that yes, there isn't an advantage.
I think Australia is definitely playing another spinner because
Tanveer Sangha.
because they
Tanveer
no
Sangha,
yeah
Cooper
yeah
Conley.
Tanveer Sangha, and the reason for that is as soon as they met at the toss and exchanged the team sheets, we sort of saw that reaction of Steve Smith telling Rohit Sharma with this
So Cooper Conley plays for you.
no, I think Tanveer Sangha.
Vishay?
I think it will be Tanveer Sangha.
But one is definitely playing. Somebody is definitely
Okay, I
playing.
think it's going to be Cooper Conley.
Yeah, so basically looking at it, it is going to be a real big issue that is there when you look at Australia, because it is the composition on this pitch which is going to be determining how you go about winning the game. And this is the main reason why team selection has to be incredibly important. Now, we don't know what is the trend in Dubai.
Yeah.
Is it batting first? Is it batting second? That trend is gone now.
Yeah.
It's a fresh pitch. It's a lottery wicket. It's going to be a lottery.
Because yesterday,
Yes, it is a fresh pitch.
even Nikhil sir said during our live that maybe it's going to be the pitch that's
So
going.
later report came that it's a fresh
It's a fresh pitch.
But it looks very dry, still has a lot of cracks.
It won't be a 350 wicket. That much we are, because only 4 times in Dubai have we seen that particular score been reached
Just
300.
quickly win the toss and what should India do first?
Bat
That
first.
is, I think it will be a bat first.
Yeah, and I think it should be bat first because we talked about this at
Assuming
length.
India win. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you look at the numbers will tell you that it is a bat first wicket. That's how Dubai has been so far in the tournament. 3 matches you've seen over here. The averages for spinners tell you why it is an obvious choice to go bat
But
first.
14th toss India has lost in a row.
14 tossed, so the record extends.
Extends,
That's
yeah.
Number 1. Number 2, Siddharth, we're talking about why 42 is what
Australia,
spinners.
Australia
Have opted to
toss
bat.
and have opted to bat.
Exactly what I was saying.
But it's actually mixed. Two games actually were 2 won while chasing, and two now when you look at it, one has been won while defending. So this is a really odd trend that is emerging at this point in time.
Yeah.
It's an odd trend because you don't know what is the right total, what is the good total here, and we really don't know at this point in time.
But the whole problem over here for India now might be that if India would have won the toss, they would have elected to bat first, very, very ideally. And the reason for that would have been that we have seen, because the day doesn't, by the time the game ends, by then there is no dew factor and it's not even getting too cold. The game ends local time around 8:30, 8:45 a.m. and that's the PM, and that's why by the time it just gets chillier or anything, there's any help for fast bowlers before that the game has even ended. So there is much more help as far as compared to the first innings, because the wicket just deteriorates as the evening progresses. The wicket can only get better if it sort of gets a little chilly or there is dew, but that's not the case because it doesn't go that late in the night.
Yeah. Just to put numbers to that theory, yes, we know that.
Okay, so two changes.
3 spinners.
So both of them come in.
Yeah, so see,
So they've won the toss, they've gone with 3 spinners, and these 3 spinners that we're going to be talking about don't include a Maxwell and a Travis Head.
So there are 5 spinners then.
There's Cooper Connolly,
Yes.
there is Tanveer Sangha, and there
Zampa.
is
Zampa.
Inclusion to Head and
Adam
Maxwell.
Zampa, yes,
Who has
and
gone
Maxwell
out? I really want to know.
Cooper Connolly is in for Matthew Short and
Spencer
Johnson isn't in.
Basically, they've gone with Ben Dwarshuis and Nathan Ellis as the specialist pace bowlers.
Pace bowlers. Wow.
So I think Australia have Cooper Connolly,
That's
Tanveer
what I
Sangha.
love about
Australia are doing
Australia.
that, you know what India will be doing.
4 spinners and Travis Head is also
5.
there.
I think India is sticking with the same 11.
Maybe.
Possible?
India is sticking with the same 11 I have.
It is.
This is something that what makes Australia different. It's a big day. That getting 2 players directly into your 11, changing your winning combination in that sense in between an ICC event
Could backfire.
That could exactly.
But he's
But that's
right.
the high
He's
risk,
right.
high.
He's
India would
right.
have
On
never
the
done
one
this.
side, you
Yeah.
expect them to, be dishing out debuts. Let's say the
Yeah.
first match of an Ashes, or be playing out youngsters in high-profile matches. Australia are the team to do that.
Exactly.
With us as Indians, we're always talking more about
Would have
experience.
you ever done this? Maybe you would have made one change. As Indians, we would have made just one Gordon,
You would
one
have stuck to
spinner.
your strengths of pace
Or
bowlers.
maybe
yeah,
you could have come with one spinner to seeing the conditions, but 2 throwing in 2, they've absolutely understood that this is going to be there's going to be too much help for the
See, I
spinners.
can't
But
think
then
like
India's
that.
team is still
Same team.
same team.
You sort of knew
No Harshit Rana, no Harshdeep Singh.
No Harshdeep Singh, yes. But we knew because this pitch now in Dubai in the month of March, it is going to be slower, lower and sluggish. Now, I really don't know what is the thing, because India's batters, if they can cope up against the spinners, then I think they can chase any total down.
Yeah.
But the trend must be slowly changing in Dubai, because initially it was a chasing venue. Now, only in the New Zealand game, you defended a total for the first time in 7 years.
It's I don't think one thing can be said about this venue sweepingly. It doesn't draw that big that clear a picture. Siddharth, you look at the numbers. We've seen about 22 matches teams chasing have won, teams batting first have won, as against 22-16. I think that is the thing in favor of the team that is batting first.
Okay.
So it is not that easy to just put numbers over there, because we've seen teams go ahead, chase as well, and I think 15-16 times teams batting second have won in Dubai as well. However, what we've seen in these 3 matches could suggest something else. But just adding numbers to what Shashwat was saying and what is being said about this picture, about this pitch in these 3 matches that we've seen, 42 is what spinners average in the first innings in Dubai. You know what the average in the second innings for spinners is? It drops down to 24.
24.
Yeah.
24. That is how stark the difference
This
is.
is how since for all the
These 3 matches.
These 3, no, but over there, that's absolutely correct. But also a reason that there could be that India is bowled most of the times the second time. So Indian spinners generally are much more effective than the opposition sides. But yeah, there would be some difference, but not such a stark difference.
The moment you read those numbers, that explains why Australia have gone ahead with 3 spinners.
Yeah.
You will have to dig into the archives to see what was the last time Australia had such a side which had so many spinners. Specialists.
Rajkot before the ODI World Cup. There you played a Tanveer Sangha, there you had a Zampa, you played a Maxwell, you played a...
This time they have five spinning options they have now.
Yeah.
3 plus
3,
2.
I mean,
Manas Labuskakne also.
but Labuschagne is spacer.
Yeah,
No,
He
but
can-
that was in BGT,
He
na?
bowled leg spinner in one of the ODIs.
Yeah.
England.
Against
Test
England.
match he is.
Okay, a quick question for all of you. Slightly out of the box, but still. I think Cooper Conley, I think the minute he was drafted into the squad, it did look like that, he would make the cut ahead of
And
Matt
he will
Short.
open.
Yeah, and he'll probably open. Have Australia missed the trick by not having Nathan Lyon?
No. See, Nathan Lyon...
Nathan Lyon is definitely has done well against India, although in a different format.
6 years ago he played ODIs.
2019.
Yeah.
He doesn't ply his trade now in ODI cricket.
And also, I don't think he's the kind of bowler for ODI cricket. Again, over there, here you can sweep him, you can tap him for singles, you can easily play him out for 6 runs and over. And he doesn't have anything apart from that to his bowling.
See,
so it would have
when-
been a treat for Indian batters. In fact.
Anyways, when you look at it, the key bowler that has always helped Australia both in 2021 and in 2023 was Adam Zampa.
Adam Zampa.
So Lyon's presence wouldn't have made
Took
any
what,
difference.
1 wicket in the final?
Yes.
Gave away just 40 odd runs.
He gave it for. He got Jasprit Bumrah LBW in that match. So that is why he's the key. Second innings, it's going to be Zampa who ensures that you tie a spinner web around the Indian batters. But Australia's flexibility has come to the fore. But as you said, high risk can also involve a spectacular It could backfire also in a spectacular
We
way.
said they don't have that fear of failure. We here sitting have
Yeah.
that thought that might backfire, but I don't think that's there in the Australian team. They are just going as per conditions, as per match by match. I don't think they are thinking so for future in ahead that if we lose, what will happen.
Yeah.
I don't think that that's even the thought process. It's just following the process. They saw the conditions, they read them well, not really thinking about the fact that it's a semi-final. They went with the team that would have been most suited, and they I don't think are even thinking that even if they lose, I don't think they have not much to lose. They don't
Look
have
at
6
it this
senior
way,
players.
Look at it this way. In a
They
high
beat
profile,
India in 1 lakh people, silence the crowd.
in a high profile
Champions Trophy is
series.
Champions Trophy.
Yeah,
But
it
in
is
a-
Champions Trophy,
But you
but
need
that
to
fear
give
of failure is
look
not
at this. In a high profile series, the Border Gavaskar Trophy, they gave a debut to Qantas.
Sam Constas.
Jokes aside, but yeah, they did that, right? Do we expect an Indian team to go dish out debuts in a Border Gavaskar? The conversation always will be, okay, if you're playing West Indies 2 months before, and you're looking at a change in guard, try out the player over there.
yeah.
Don't just take the player to Australia. Don't give him Brisbane straight away. Don't put him in Sydney straight away. That's the conversation. But look at what the Aussies did.
Yep.
Unless you have 5 or 6 injury concerns. Then Karthik Tyagi was also set to make his debut.
Yeah. But when you look at your 4 encounters in the Champions Trophy, India won while batting first. First encounter, 1998. Second encounter, India won while batting first. In the third encounter, Australia chased. So that broke India's spell when you look at it. So,
That was 2009.
6.
6. No,
Six.
last time in India played.
2009, that match was
was-
rained out.
yeah.
Centurion.
That
was-
one, yeah.
yeah, it was
Or
washed out.
That was the 4th match.
That was the 4th match. So that is why, for the first time since 2000, you're saying, no, you asked me 25-year jinx. A 25-year jinx in defending a total. The last time India defended a total, it was 2000. And that is why here, Australia will have to defend for the very first time.
Yuvraj Singh heroics.
But Sidvi sir, I don't see again, because we have to watch cricket so closely, we dig into the numbers so deep and try to make such references. But I don't think anybody from either of the teams would really care about what happened in last 10 years back.
This isn't about the current state of the team. I'm just looking at how
just about-
contests have been.
No, it's just about putting things into context.
Into perspective. And also, look at how even teams are. In ICC knockout matches, it is 4-4. India, Australia. Look at ODIs since 2010. It's 23-23.
Okay. As far as I think Australia's 11 is concerned, they've mentioned, Cooper Conley to open alongside Travis Head. But is that the thing that's been confirmed by Steve Smith?
No, I don't think
That's
so.
the only thing that
But one more thing about the Australian team, we all were expecting Ben Washes to make
To be
plays,
dropped
to be
for,
dropped,
yeah.
and Spencer Johnson to be playing. Spencer Johnson is also that sort of a player. He does not get that swing, but he's definitely the hits the pitch really hard and all of
I
that.
think Dwarshis is
Same
basically-
reason that India was giving for Harshit Rana, but they decided to go with Dwarshis in
He's
place
the
of
leading
Spencer
wicket taker for
Johnson.
Australia in the Champions Trophy. So
Spencer.
Ben Dwarshis.
Dwarshis. See, Spencer and Dwarshis, when you look at it, they can swing the ball in the air much. And I think with the overhead conditions in the night, which will cool down a bit, I think are they relying on Dwarshis' swing? Because Spencer could leak runs because he was not controlling the swing well. Remember in that Afghanistan game, his swing was so late, he was conceding a lot of extras. They don't want to leave anything to chance in that sense.
And maybe, Ben Dwarshis is more of an experienced campaigner as far as the, the Australian domestic ODI setup is concerned. So that could be a factor.
Up Sydney Sixers guy, through in and
BBL.
through. Ben Dwarshis.
India's team.
I didn't think we would have had any surprises.
But personally, as I said yesterday also, that I would have wanted to see Arshdeep Singh play ahead of a Kuldeep Yadav. It would have been a hard call.
I actually did some digging in as far as numbers are concerned. Contrary to what you were suggesting, Travis Head is actually good against left arm pacers.
He's bad only against Stark.
He has
Stark,
scored,
yeah.
he has some 480 odd runs. He's been dismissed 5 times, but averages a very healthy 40 or something
this
against left arm pacers.
But this team composition, I think, is still better than having a Harshit Rana in place of a Kuldeep Yadav.
Yeah.
And the reason for that is, at least in Varun, I feel the only thing is that Varun Chakravarti, according to me, has much more wicket-taking ability as compared to a Harshit Rana. I think it's quite by a significant margin. So at least you're increasing your wicket-taking options over there. Would have wanted another bowler, but at least this is better than what you actually started with.
Okay. I think in case of Travis Head, obviously, it's not really about the fact that, left arm pacers are his Achilles heel. Obviously, Mitchell Stark is one of them, but he happens to be his own countryman. The point here is that he specifically has a weakness against an incoming delivery from a left arm pacer. Something that we saw in the game against Afghanistan when Fazal Faruqi was bowling to him.
Yeah,
So
but then
just
he
to maybe,
still tongued him around.
Yeah, but just to put things into perspective, now Arshdeep Singh is known to swing it both ways. So maybe, he could have been a factor. But I think as far as the power play is concerned, you expect India to begin with Mohammad Shami and Hardik Pandya, or do you expect Mohammad Shami to begin with a spinner? Could be Akshar Patel, could be Varun Chakravarti.
I think you're starting with 2 pacers, but at some point,
Maybe in the 6th or 7th over, yeah.
6th over, 7th over.
5-6 overs, yeah.
Yes, that because one thing weighing heavily on the minds of this Indian team will be to not let Travis Head kick on. You let this guy stay on the wicket for about 8-10 overs, there is a significant dent that he will end up causing.
Although on
Hopefully
this,
it will be better that if you get in Varun Chakravarti as soon as possible, like in the power play itself, maybe by the
I think 6th, 7th over, he'll only be the guy.
My little concern with Chakravarti in the power play becomes the fact that he's not a big turner of the ball, and a new ball will not turn anyway. So,
But yeah, his what he actually does is he skids the ball on, keeps the ball as straight as possible,
And
and
with
I think
two
that will help
fielders-
with the new ball.
2 fielders outside, that's where my little skepticism
But
is.
will they want to take on a Varun Chakravarti, keeping in mind the kind of form he's in firstly and the kind of way he bowled in the last game? I think Australia would be a little skeptical about how to go about him. And
See-
if he comes up top, I don't think they'll try to take him on, or maybe they would.
they won't take him on. See,
They
what
would-
will
they might
happen is, what might happen is, he'll come on by the 6th or 7th over, most likely. Looking at the skid, see, he's going to bowl in the day for the first time. He's bowled in the night in the New Zealand encounter. So he'll encounter different conditions totally. He encountered a different condition in Cuttack when he bowled. 1 for 54. So initially it wasn't easy going for him, but then he made it up. He got wickets towards the fag end when the ball became slightly older also. Which is why I'm saying that perhaps Varun Chakravarti, maybe they'll say, okay, 6th, 7th, we'll give you 2-3 overs. Once the field spreads out, let an Aksar, let a Kuldeep come in. Jaddu and you will then bowl in tandem towards the later half of the middle overs.
Yeah.
Because Kuldeep can also act as your death bowler in that sense. Shami, Hardik and all can chip in. But this wicket may not be that conducive to stroke play.
Did we say that's what? No, yeah, for stroke play. Yeah, but
It won't be. So that's why
even if it's
230 could be a match winning score. What do you think?
could be.
Okay,
Pick-
Australia now batting first. What do you think would be an ideal total for them against a strong Indian batting?
Apologies for
270.
taking you guys back over there. Just managed to find his numbers. So 481 runs, as I was saying. dismissed 6 times, averages 80, strike rate 116. Travis against left arm. So maybe the one reason why they haven't played an Arshdeep, or that thought maybe came and went out as soon as it came, was because these such strong. And he did well against Farooqi the other day. So that's
But
why.
again, Gulati, where could you have fitted in an Arshdeep?
You cannot drop your force.
You know,
It's as
the
simple as that.
moment, and this morning, I'll be very honest, the moment I saw these reports emerge of former cricketers suggesting that this is a new pitch, but a bone dry pitch, the word bone dry was almost trending on social media. So many of these experts, Sunnyji also chose exactly that phrase to describe today's pitch. So the moment you heard that, and I was taking, for some reason, time and time again over the course of the last 12 odd months, I've gone back to what Rohit Sharma had said prior to the World Cup of 2024, when in the pre-departure press conference he said that we're planning things in a way that we will probably need force spinning options, and that's why you had force spinning options who came into the fray when in the second leg after you shifted across the Atlantic and you were then playing in Barbados. So today as well, when I read those reports, I was like, okay, yes, we've heard that. We've heard from him say that he's a dangerous guy, etc., etc. He has a bit of a surprise element. So. And after he impressed in the previous match, there's every reason to stick with him if everyone's saying it's a bone dry wicket and all.
Which is why there could have been no way possible that you could have fitted in an Arshdeep or a Harshit, depending on how the wicket was. If the wicket was like the first game or the second game, then yes, who could have been the fall guy? That is the one thing. All your four spinners have done well. Although
we discussed yesterday, in the dugout that it could have, probably been a certain Kuldeep Yadav. Not because of any of the performances. He has done well, in whatever opportunities that he has got ever since making his return from the groin injury. I think it's just about the fact that on current form, you cannot really drop your two left-arm spinning all-rounders. They offer you a lot in the ODI format. Same can probably be said about Varun Chakravarti. I think I really have to applaud Shashwat for that, because he was the only one who said that India should include Varun Chakravarti.
I was the only one over here, but in general, everybody, lots of people.
I'm talking about the Sports Today studio only here. So I think what Chakravarti has done, I think he should have played this semi-final, and he's obviously playing it. And the point that he's actually been persisted with is because he will be an unknown commodity for most of the Australian batters.
not really.
I get the enthusiasm. I get there's so many people raving about Varun Chakravarti. I'm yet to get convinced by all of it, because for me, Kuldeep is anywhere doing the job. If I needed one, that's what I said yesterday. While I also remember saying this yesterday, that India will go with the same 11. The other thing that I still maintain, I think you have no reason to look beyond a Kuldeep Yadav. He's done nothing wrong.
You're not looking beyond Kuldeep Yadav. You're playing Kuldeep and Varun.
So if it comes, if Rohit Sharma or the Indian team had to make that choice, which is what I said, for me Kuldeep starts ahead of Varun Chakravarti.
For me as well.
Because
in
I
ODI
will
cricket,
be looking at Varun Chakravarti only when Kuldeep Yadav isn't giving me what I need in the middle over. You look, there's such high praise for Kuldeep Yadav.
Exactly.
There are people out there saying that Kuldeep Yadav is actually the most underrated and underappreciated asset that this team has. A Michael Clark sitting all the way across in Australia is heaping praise on a Kuldeep Yadav. So yes, Varun Chakravarti, he had a very good couple of seasons of IPL, 2021 wickets each in 23-24 season for him, and he's done well. But just because he's doing well, I cannot be understating the good work that another player is doing. Yes, I acknowledge, but there is no reason for me. It's a problem of plenty. I look at it that way. But in all of this, you cannot be forgetting that Kuldeep Yadav has been a match winner for you.
Yep, indeed.
I think Kuldeep Yadav as of now number one spinner, and that's how it actually started as well. How it should have been. Kuldeep started.
His case ends up becoming that of a KL Rahul at times in the bowling department.
Yeah.
Easy to look past.
Easy to look past. When Kuldeep takes a 5-wicket haul, drop him.
Doesn't turn up.
So that's why. Yeah. So that's why.
One of the easily droppable guys.
Easily droppable guys in that sense.
But nobody would want that as bio.
Yeah.
Easily droppable.
Easily droppable.
Easily
no one
drop-
is.
Chinaman is good.
Easily droppable player of the Indian team.
He's the definition of most corporate employees, how they feel. No one's indispensable. That's how it is. So that's why I would like to say that, yes, we are in for a very, very interesting. And you said now, what is the total
Yeah.
that Australia would want? Oof, tough one.
Anything over 250.
Pick one. Anything.
250.
I'm saying,
Winning, I'm not. This is not par.
This
Par
what-
is.
so we're doing predictions here.
Yeah.
No, not predictions. We are talking about the winning total over here.
As many as you want then.
No. Winning total.
one score.
Okay,
for Australia.
one score.
That winning for me is going to be 250 is the winning total and 220, 230 is a fighting total, a par total.
Okay.
If Australia can get to 240, game on. I think this pitch is getting slower.
Okay.
Which is why 249 you somehow, some way you crawled to 249. But I think you will have to ensure that this pitch will get slower. I think 240.
Okay.
That's the total.
Okay, so for me, 270 is going to be a match-winning score. Anything less than 270, I would say India are favorites. But what Australia would get, as far as my prediction is concerned, I think it will be around 245. In fact, 245.
245.
Yeah.
I think Australia will be curtailed for about 239 and India winning this one.
So it was one run
And what's the winning
short.
score according
But I
to
think
you?
winning total over here, given the bone dry pitch everyone's touting it to be, I think 255 should be a
And what
winning
if
total.
Travis Head gets going?
No, I was getting Travis Head only. I think that India is going to get rid of Travis Head very early today.
Yeah.
I think somebody else is going to step up for Australia today. That could be anyone, on against India. Anybody can step up from
Travis
Australia.
Head-
But Travis Head, I think Hardik Pandya is getting him pretty soon.
Jadoo Tona he'll do.
No, without
I
Jadoo Tona.
think he's not due today. Even I've also gotten the feeling.
From Saransh also. Come. Yeah. What do you think? What could be a match-winning score, and what would Australia get to?
The Indian fan in me will speak now.
Yeah.
I want them to be, wrapped up under
100.
220, 210, realistically.
Ah.
But what do you make of Australia winning toss, India losing that 14th toss on the trot?
What do you do about that?
11 starting from 19th November, that day we won't.
It's a good
remember.
toss.
We don't want to remember.
We can have Hardik at the toss to do some Jadoo Tona on the coin. That's all he can do though.
Or maybe Shreyas Iyer, he tossed, he tossed the point so high without looking, so that he do.
It
do
could
an IPL.
happen. But yeah, I mean, tosses, you've still been winning. You're not lost in Dubai. So that's why. Let's see how it pans out at this stage, because India will be chasing in the semi-finals. And if you look at past ICC semi-finals, when was the last time India chased and won? 19?
Speaking semi-finals.
Yes. 15 you lost. 17 you chased against Bangladesh. 17 final you lost. 11
Quarters.
No, final you chased.
No, you're speaking what stage?
ICC knockouts.
Knockouts. Okay.
Knockouts.
I was thinking just Australia you're talking about.
Knockouts. See, you chased in 2011 and you won. You chased in 2017 semi-final and you won. Apart from that, you've not won.
13 you defended.
13 you defended. You defended in 13. You couldn't chase in 2019.
You defended 2024.
Yeah, you defended 2024 by
Ocean,
saying no. Barbados.
ठीक है.
हाँ.
People can forget.
You've gotten old.
Yeah,
I know.
It can happen.
Is anyone supporting Australia?
No. At least I did not make Nicholas Pooran as the LSD captain.
You mistook India's venue, winning venue. Remember that.
It can happen.
Oh.
If anyone backing Australia, this
Nobody is backing Australia, but
today to come good today, big game.
yeah, that I am.
Top, main 5 players from their 11
51-49 in favor of India.
Yeah, if you will have to do, and I've said this again and again, Indian cricket will call for serious introspection and maybe a long break if you lose to this Australian side.
If you don't win the
one
Champions
thing I will
Trophy.
not take today, yes, India can be run close and all, but if you lose to an Australian side which doesn't have as many as 5 frontline players,
6.
the 3 most lethal bowlers out there, probably the trio of this decade, if you lose to an Australian side which is bereft of all these guys, then it
I'll
calls
fill in
for
the blanks.
introspection.
It calls for retirement.
It calls for a serious introspection and overhaul or whatever you want to do. Then Send your guys to mental conditioning or whatever you want to do after that, but you cannot be losing to this Australian side.
Because for us as fans, this will be too much to take on. We still remember.
But you will forget in 2 weeks.
No,
Yeah, you will.
exactly.
Do you guys remember about what happened in the BGT?
This should
No,
be
we never talk about it also now. Because of the Champions Trophy. We'll forget this also in 2
No,
weeks.
but those wounds of November 19 still fresh. When
But
you see
yeah, those are
these-
fresh. Those are fresh. That was a different level only. But you will forget this also. We have forgotten about BGT as well. As soon as the IPL starts, I can give it to you in writing.
Yep. So Dhanush is like saying Australia get 250 plus, then they're winning third CT. If that happens, then it's going to be a big issue.
There's going to be a lot of runs.
That'll be a lot of runs. SA versus New Zealand, who will win? Why I want and say Proteus.
I think I'll go with New Zealand only. Whatever I think happened against India was just, I think, a minor hiccup. I expect New Zealand to do well. I think New Zealand are pretty more well-rounded in comparison to South Africa.
Protea
No.
power.
South Africa
Protea
is much
power.
more
No, I think
well-rounded.
it's just 51-49. That's the
No,
point.
I think South Africa are
backing
in
New
for
Zealand a
something
little
special
more.
this time.
Yeah.
I think South Africa are
It's
in
not-
for
see,
something
it's not
very
like a
special.
Zameen Asman difference. It's 51-49.
It's going.
Yeah.
I think
Priyanshu's
South
gone
Africa
with
something special.
228. Masuru Bani has gone with 270 plus. Vas says 250 to 270. The game will be on. And Jeevan Jot says
what were
that
your predictions?
just heard Smith. He knows the game. All toss. Bat first. Make the most of the first 10-15 overs. It would be a miracle if India wins
No,
today.
no. See, I think you got the depth. That's why you picked 10 batters, 9 batters for this particular day.
Sarat Chandra's gone with 196.
Yeah?
No.
Huh?
8.
9. Even
to 9?
So basically,
Kuldeep can hit.
I went for 245. He went for 250. You
No,
went
250 is winning total for
No,
me. I
just-
think
just
they are
for
getting to
Australia's prediction.
Australia. According to me, I think 255, 60.
260.
I'm going with 240.
60 you giving Australia?
260 to
40, 240.
240,
240.
245.
I went with 239.
And you said 2?
Australia
Less
score,
than
right?
220. If obviously Indian fan and news.
Could happen.
And I also know that you already have discussed the head factor. What
Yeah,
do you
yeah.
think of head, today.
He's
No
not firing
factor
today. He's not firing today.
Hardik Pandya is getting him out.
Maybe a Shami.
Pandya is getting
Are
paid out.
Hardik Pandya. He hits that perfect length which actually gets rid of Travis Head. Just back of short of back length, back of short,
Yeah.
back of a length.
Today I'm also not picking a Travis
And
Head special.
I think it'll just
It's not
go to the
happening.
keeper and he'll
India
score.
winning?
Yeah. You remember those
Yeah.
balls that missed the wicket by
Well, we
just
are
a few
close.
inches against Travis Head? I think same kind
It's
of
so
delivery
wide.
that'll hit
Yeah.
the Australian.
But I think
Will it
it'll be a
an
close
11
game.
ball over.
No. It'll not be an easy chase. It won't be a very quick run in the park for them. I think it'll be a very difficult match.
These new spinners that sort of scare me again because
Who are the
India-
new spinners?
The new spinners, as in not youth who haven't played that
Tournament
much
types?
cricket.
Tournament
Yeah.
Will just come bowl.
Who will
and
be your
India
key
can-
player for India?
For India, Shreyas Iyer. Hands down, he has to be India's match winner today. If India are to win.
I'm backing Virat Kohli.
Oh!
No, going to.
According to Shubman Gill, I think he's going to be the key.
Let's watch the game. I think the game has started. And
For me, it's Iyer and Rohit. Today, I think Rohit's getting a big one.
Yeah, Rohit as well. Yeah.
Iyer Rohit for me today. Okay. He does well against Australia, by the
There's
way.
no Pat Cummins today for a slog sweep over deep mid wicket.
He did a Stark also.
But
And this
there
bowling
is-
attack is.
There is the combination of Head and Maxwell, na?
It's not happening today. So, yep, let's see. Mid-match, we'll come and we'll have a lot more updates from our experts who are in Dubai. And let's see how it goes out. So, Indian fans, get ready for a roller coaster ride. It's India versus Australia. Let's see who comes out on top. From all of us here, from Harshit, Saransh, Sid Gulati, me and Shashwat, it's bye-bye. And also Kapil Dev for joining us earlier. Thank you so much. And we'll be back in the mid-innings.